Hello everyone, welcome back to the workshop. Going to do a little run through of what's going on at the minute because everything is absolutely bloody hectic in this workshop just now. Today was supposed to be my first full day in the shop for a while, and I'll be honest, I've managed all of an hour. 2 hours. I did do a bit of cleaning up this morning. But yeah, with everything else that's been going on, it's just not happened. So trying to clean up my glue pots because they were minging. They were absolutely disgusting. So that one isn't too bad now. I'll clean that one out now. And this one I'm just it's just on to warm, just on to boil up. And they're down there because they make a mess when they're dirty like this. They make a hell of a mess on the bench top. See that one, the first one boiled over down there the other day when I was trying to do exactly the same job and never got to it. Because they're rusty and the glue's dirty in them because they've not been used for a couple of months. So then we have this is a door for the restoration job I'm working on, the timber frame cottage I'm working on. I'm just working out what I need now board wise. I've divided it up fairly equally. I've got, so the new boards will be the same width as these, just solid. But yeah, the original boards, so these are the same size or very similar size to the original boards. They're just butted together and beaded, so I have just put a rebate in just to stop the wind whistling through them. So yeah, that's... but I've also more, like a more traditional door, I've used a much wider rail, double tenons, a little bit of wedgeway, double tenon again here, and then a single tenon with a haunch on the top, so you can see there where the haunch is. Top half is glazed with 4 panes of glass, hence it's square to try and keep the aesthetic right. So this door is going into the original frame like the first door did, but it has to match what's currently there. So what's currently there has been bumped by a car and has cracked all the door. It's a rough door anyway, but it's cracked the door. So this is the replacement for it. Just marking out where I've just sorting out the boards and marking out where the glazing bars are going, ready for mortising, because the next time now, so this is the first dry fit of the actual frame, rails and stiles together, and now I know where everything is and I've checked it for square, which is important. I'll make sure so I've already marked out the locations, look for the mortises for the glazing bars, but obviously this was mortised before this edge was machined, so they have a very slight taper to them if I get enough cut up. There's a very slight weathering to it, and that again is sort of quite classic of this building. So the proper glazing bars will look like this piece here. So these glazing bars will eventually be converted like that. So that's what the windows in the rest of the property are like. The ones that I've done, and the ones they were replacing. So yeah, it's nice to have a bit of clear bench space. It'd just be nice to have a bit more time in the shop at the minute. I've got so much going on. Like I say, I haven't had 2 hours consecutive for months now inside the shop, so it's just adding to the woes at the minute. There's a lot of work to do. It's just time to do it is the problem. So over there, those signs are for our Bowen Sheep Society open day on Sunday. They'll be the direction signs. They'll have some A3 signs stapled to the face of the boards, and then the Bowen arrows. So the Bowen sheep have a white blaze on their nose and they have a 2/3 white tail, so I couldn't help but paint the arrows like that. So yeah, you can see this is very much a working bench now. It's starting to look, you know, dirty. It's starting to get grubby. It's no longer the new bench it once was. And actually, because of this very dry drought summer we're having, actually the boards have shrunk a little. So they were put on there tight, and they are, at the minute, they are just a bit uneven. But I'm going to leave that alone for now, knowing that we're in a very dry spell, and that before too much longer it'll start to rain again. And when it does start to rain again, I will come in and level the top. Once these gaps have closed down a bit more, I'll come in and I'll level the top properly. So I never actually leveled the top on this bench. I just slung it on, and I did give the odd border skim off, but most of it was pretty good anyway. So I've left it as it was for now. And once that settles down, once this top settles down again, I'll give it a skim off, and I'll probably at that point will actually oil it, which will stop this or reduce the amount that it swells and contracts. I mean, you can see here, if we look at the end of this board here, look, there's a massive gap here now, and actually there's a little bit of wood waste got down there the past couple of days. On the bare time I've had to get in here, so I'll flip that out and make sure that these gaps stay clean. You know, so that when the boards do begin to expand again, they'll settle down. And to be honest, it happens in this shop. You know, it's very much an agricultural building. You know, you do get a bit of moisture in and out occasionally as the humidity outside changes. So it's only fair that it affects the tops. It will settle down, but again, it's not been there. It's only been there a few months, and the timber was in store in the containers. So, and we've just come out of a very damp winter also. That's the other thing. So, you know, it's only fair that it settles itself down. So yeah, just wanted to go through a run through. I've still got the windows down there to finish. I will finish that series of making the sashes when I finish those windows. At the minute, the progress is really slow. There's a couple down there done, or nearly done, and then there's a couple up on the bench that are also nearly done. So yeah, I just, like I say, I haven't had more than a few hours at a time to get into this shop recently to do anything, and it's just been so hectic on site and chasing my tail with one thing and another else, and then the centering the past project on the top, that it's not giving me much chance to do much work in here. But yeah, getting there slowly but surely. Thank you all so much for watching, and thank you all. You know, I've had one or two guys. Now I've had one guy has been using the supers feature, and another has signed up to membership, and they are both options. They both can support the channel. There will be, you know, from time to time there'll be members videos that go out there. You know, the sort of more technical, really the stuff that would be available on my courses will be available on the members channels. So, you know, my business is sort of paid work like this and running courses, so I need to be careful how much I give away for nothing on YouTube. I'm going to keep making videos like this regardless, but definitely there'll be more stuff coming up on the memberships in the next week or two. I've got a sweet little video that I need to get edited and out onto there. So yeah, I just wanted to give you all a run through as to where we're at work wise in the shop, because at the minute I haven't done a video on any sort of real work for a long while. Hopefully next week I'll have a day, well, I know I will have a day Tuesday. I'm gonna have a day in the shop Tuesday, because the components I'm waiting for the on-site restoration, the guttering components aren't coming now until Wednesday. The bank holiday is going to really throw a spanner in the works with that. So hopefully, yeah, Tuesday I'll have a day in the shop and get some progress on this door, some actual work in progress. And then, so Tuesday's video will be another one of my favourite planes. And then hopefully next Thursday's video will be me working on this door, fitting glazing bars, etc. Like I say, thank you all, so much for watching. It is helping. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, if you could subscribe, and if you could drop a like on the video, it does seem to feed the YouTube algorithm, and it doesn't cost you anything. Just keep the support coming, guys, and I'll keep making videos. As long as you lot are enjoying them and you keep reminding me that you're enjoying them every so often, I'll keep making them for you. Thank you all for watching, guys, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.